It is 17 minutes past the 11 o'clock hour on this Monday. It's 80 degrees here at the KRVN studios. Most temperatures across the region are in the 80s. A little cooler off to the west in the Panhandle, but starting to catch up. Mid-70s there. We're seeing warmer temperatures in Kansas. If you're north of I-70, your temperatures there are almost in the 90s. 88 degrees already in Phillipsburg. As we've mentioned before, and we'll learn more here in just about half an hour in our Ag Weather Update, it is going to be an active afternoon into the evening for a good chunk of, well, pretty much all Nebraska, but central western regions of the state, as a lot of us are now in an enhanced risk for severe weather. More on that with Paul Perkins here in a while. Well, our farm director, Steve White, is joining us here at the KRVN studios. How was Father's Day?
Hey, Tyler, it was good. Yeah, I got to hang out with my kiddos, smoked some meat, did the things that you should do.
Everybody was doing that. You partaked a little bit yesterday as well?
Yeah, as I kind of said earlier, this always happens when my father-in-law plans a meal. Just a bunch of meats get cooked, and then you just kind of have to figure out how to eat them, which is not a bad thing.
No,
but
we did the same. I smoked a pork and a beef and had options. Yeah,
did it turn out well for you?
Very well.
Good.
I got leftovers.
Well, you've been staying busy doing a lot of different things, traveling across the region. Our listeners obviously have learned that. But you're starting a new segment called Down the White Line, which I think is terrific.
Yeah, so the idea is, the play on words, white, that's my last name, and you see that, the white line on the road of hitting the road and seeing what's going on in rural Nebraska.
And there's a lot to learn. There's a lot of neat things happening.
Yeah, I'm just trying to capture this kind of small town, slice of life, rural life things. One of the segments I did was an ORD, a farm safety day. They were one of the first in the nation to embrace farm safety and what that means for people. Then I did one on a bike rodeo, not a real rodeo, a bike rodeo, but there again, some 4-H kids, some kids from the farm, and they don't get a chance to come in and drive on paved roads a lot. Right?
Yeah, that's
so
cool. That's cool.
That was a fun opportunity just to see some kids. It's a different side of 4-H that you don't think about. Let's see, I've done a couple of different things. Oh, and then I did Dairy Month. So they did the proclamation at the governor's mansion, and the kids were there dinging these little cowbells, ding, 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 and it was like, this is going to annoy the heck out of me.
Did you have a headache after that one?
Yes, I did.
You ate a lot of ice cream, so you had a freezer.
Yes. I had a brain freeze, and then the kids dinging their cowbells, and I'm like, this is great audio, and I'm going to capture this.
And it was.
And talk to kids about what's your favorite flavor of ice cream. So then kind of turned that into an actual report then. Nothing against the interviews we do. We do a lot of interviews, but I'm trying to do some more kind of fun things where you're hearing immersive, make you feel like you're there.
It reminds me of like the old-timey radio, back like when radio started, and you had people acting out and making they had all these toys where they would make the sounds of whatever. They would tell stories that way.
Right.
And so I think it's been really fun to hear a lot of that being told this way. I mean, we just stood in a freezer, so that's not as active as you making noises.
Right.
Ice cream and freezer, though, I mean, they're kind of...
that's true,
Yeah. No, but I think it's really neat. By the way, if somebody wanted to learn more or go back and check these all out, where can they do that?
Well, they can do that at krvn.com. They can also follow me on social media. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, I don't know, all the places where you expect to find me, right?
Yeah, I found it also at our YouTube page, KRVN's YouTube page. You can check it out there. Down the White Line. Do you have another episode coming up soon?
I don't have anything in the works just yet. Well, I take that back. I'm doing a 5-part series on FFA teachers, ag teachers in the state, why we need more, and talk to some young people who want to become teachers and some people who are just been in it for a couple of years. So
I know that's been a problem for such a long time. Is it getting any better?
A little bit, but there's something like 50 ag teacher openings right now for this coming school year. And there's something like 25 kids at the university in that program.
So even if you took them out now, you still cannot fulfill all of those.
This was crazy to me. I talked to somebody who said, there are kids as college juniors, middle of their college junior year, are getting job offers from high schools. We're talking like 18 months before they would be in the classroom. They've got a school that says, come work for us.
Yeah, NIL has permeated past just college athletics. I mean, just early commitments, early signings, all sorts of things.
Right.
That's crazy
Isn't
to think,
that crazy to think that,
And if it's bad in a state like this, imagine how it is in other states. I mean, in Nebraska, Kansas, there's ag everywhere. There's kids that love ag everywhere. But you go to a state down the road, there might not be anybody.
Well, and some of those kids want to go into that career path. They're getting swiped away because the co-op says, you've got great communication skills. We want you to join our sales team or our marketing team or whatever. And then you don't have to worry about all the extracurriculars and you can just work 8 to 5. And that actually sounds pretty appealing to some people.
Sure.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. We're excited to learn more about that. Also, we have some interesting information that you're following as well. We briefly touched on it last hour, but coming up at 12:13, we'll learn more about what President Donald Trump had mentioned over the weekend about changing paths in terms of who they're now targeting with ICE.
So he says, farmers and ranchers, you've got some good people working for you that may not be citizens, and we're going to help you out. So we saw the packing plant raid in Omaha last week. I talked with Nebraska cattlemen about that, and they recognize this as a really thorny issue. You can't make everybody happy on this. But they're saying we've got workforce needs as a state. Unemployment in this state, it's like 2%.
Yeah.
Like, there are not very many people on the sidelines who don't have a job around here. Everybody who wants a job pretty much has a job.
Correct.
So we've got to keep packing plants open because we've got cattle coming from the lot that need to get processed. People want to eat a nice steak on Father's Day. It's, where do you thread the needle on that and make that all work?
It's like the definition of a vicious cycle, where there's like issues that want to be addressed, but then it throws a whole nother. You knock one domino over, who knows how many bigger ones are going to fall behind it, type of thing.
And I should say, everybody I talk to says we want the border secure.
No, absolutely.
We want criminals gone. But you get into this gray area of people who came here maybe on some sort of a visa that allowed them to be here temporarily, but then they overstayed their visa.
Right.
And it gets real messy then.
Yeah, I imagine. That's a lot to really dive into. All right, that's coming up next hour, right?
Yes, 12:13.
All right, very good. Steve, we appreciate all you've done, and we look forward to the next Down the White Line with Steve White.
That's right. I'll be there.
There you go. I like it. All right, coming up here in just a little bit, Roundtable on KRVN's Mid.